I don't know if you can hear this, but pretty much every time I'm in the garage, you'll learn this. I got a friend. Every time. Those come bug me. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. I know you just want inside. Oh. This is Lou. Say hi, Lou. Yeah. Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm finally back to work on my car. So I'm going to be installing this seat, but I have to make some floor mounting brackets for it so that I can use my universal sliding rails for the seat. So let's get started. But first things first, can't really work in this mess, so I'm just gonna have to Alright, so what I'm gonna start off by doing is cutting a piece that goes from there to there and bolting it in on both sides, and then we'll figure out where I need to have the center sections to bolt my rails to. About 14 inches bolt to bolt. I'm going to add about an inch onto each side, so we'll make it as two 16-inch long pieces. Alright, since our bolt to bolt measurement is 14 inches and these are 16 inches, I need to drill a hole 1 inch in on both sides, and then that'll bolt into the car. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to get a socket or anything on the inside, so what I'm going to do is going to cut here, around, and then like this, so that I basically remove the cap and I can just access it. So I'm going to do that now. Alright, so I got one side bolted in the car, and I'll show you what that looks like now. So there it is. As you can see, I cut the caps off so I could access the bolts. You can just use a flat iron, but I wanted to use this because it does seem a lot stronger than a flat iron would be, and I am going to add some welds in the corner of each of these cap cuts here for extra strength. So next is to get the other side done. Alright, I got both of these bolted in. So now I just gotta figure out where I need to sit my seat. .11 inches. I need to cut two pieces from here to here, and they're gonna be 16 and 3/4 inch for me. If you're doing this, they might be different depending on how you're making your brackets, but 2 pieces, 16 and 3/4 of an inch to there, and then I'll weld one right about there, and then measure to weld the next one in, and then I'll reinforce these. And since I have the welder out, I'm gonna make another triangle bracket right here, because when I pull this, I don't know if you can see, it moves slightly and it bugs me, so I'm gonna weld a little triangle bracket there to stop that. Alright, so that first piece fit really nice. I could only find one of my welding magnets, so I compromised, and I'm using this piece as a level, mainly because my C-clamp is bent. So anyways, it's all square, it's all even. So now I'm gonna go set my welder up. One thing you need to know though before you do any welding on your car is make sure you disconnect your battery and unplug your computer, because if for any reason you energize anything through your welder has quite high output, and it will fry your ECU, and it can do many other weird things to your car. So first things first, disconnect your battery, and then disconnect your computer, so that you don't ruin things while you're trying to fix things. And what's the point in that? Alright, so computer's disconnected. Now that the computer is disconnected and the battery's shut off, I can get my welder ready to go and start tacking and continue on. Welder's set up, and it's time to do some tacks. Now I gotta figure out where exactly I need to put the other one. It's a classic example of measure twice, because it's not gonna work with it in its position right now, so I have to redo it. So tack welds are 4. So I gotta clean these areas up again, and actually I have to move it up about an inch. So that's okay. That's how we learn. Alright, now that I've fixed my mistake, I can continue on. As you can see, I moved that one up about an inch, and then I marked out the center line, and then I know that I need 11 inches in between. So 11 inches there, center line of that. So now I'm going to tack this in place, and then finish welding the rest, and then I'll see where I want my seat to actually bolt down. Alright, she's tacked up. Now I'm going to unbolt it and take it to the bench and finish welding it. Now that she's on the bench, I'm going to clean up all my surfaces so that I can make some good welds. And I'm basically just going to be using this wire wheel and a drill. Alright, I'm ready to do some actual welding, and then we'll put it back in the car. Really hard to see, but welds are complete. Now I'm gonna bolt it back in the car and just kind of rest my seat on it and sit in it, get a feel for where I want it. So basically where it sits right now feels really good, and as you can see it's quite off center. Because when I sit in the steering wheel with it in this position, when I sit in the seat, sorry, the steering wheel is centered on my body. So that's why I didn't just assume I needed to be centered on this bracket, because I had a feeling I would have to push it towards the trans tunnel more. So I'm gonna mark where it is now. Basically, the rail is going to be bolted to the other side on this part. So I'll mark it, and then I'll figure out how to attach the rails to the bracket, and we'll see what happens. Alright, so I figured out how I'm gonna mount my brackets to my brackets for my brackets. The only problem I had was not having the correct bolts to put through. So what I'm doing here is, what I've got here is got an Allen head going down, and then a 13mm nut underneath. I can get a wrench in here on that, and then I just tighten this with an Allen key. But my bolts are too long, so the way to shorten a bolt is get the proper nut for it, screw it on past where you're going to cut it, cut this end off, and then when you unscrew the nut, your threads will be good again, and it's good to go. So that's what I'm doing. Got to shorten these so I can use them for my brackets. The next bracket's got to be about 14 inches over. Bolt that down, bolt my seat to it, and then bolt everything into the car and see how it feels. I finally got the rails onto my bracket that I made today, and it looks really good. I'm really excited about it. So I'll kind of show you what I did to bolt the universal rails onto the bracket I made. So on this side, like I said, Allen key, you can actually get to the 10 or the 13mm nuts in there, but this side not so much. So I basically reversed it. So 10mm or 13mm actually sit in there, and it acts as a wrench itself, and that won't move in there. And then I basically just made a bigger hole so I could get the Allen key head through there and tighten it up. So that's how I did that. Now I'm just gonna give it a paint job, or maybe some primer and paint, and then I'm gonna mount it in the car. You just lounging? Huh? Found it. Yeah, dog. Just gonna be using this like semi-gloss Krylon. Can't see that? Alright. Well, I actually don't have enough spare metal to reinforce my bracket right now, and the seat I also need to get some metal to add a little metal to that to install my passenger seat. So I'm gonna go grab the bracket I just made. It should be dry, and I'm gonna install it. All right, she's back from paint. Now let's put it all together and put it in the car. Alright, well that completes my install of the seat. I'm really stoked about it. It feels awesome. It looks really good. So thank you for watching, and if you like my video, let me know by giving me a like, and subscribe for more, because I'm back from school and I'm going to be building on this car quite a bit, but got a lot done today. Oh, I'm stoked. So anyways, yeah, I'll see you next time.